Okay, so here's my service cart tour. Now, this isn't the nicest stuff out there by any means, but it's perfectly good enough for me. All this stuff has worked for me. I have every confidence it'll continue to work, and I own it all. It's all paid for, it's all mine, and it's all paid for itself. The maintenance I've done on my cars over the last couple of years, all this stuff's paid for itself. So without further ado, this is a Harbor Freight 4-drawer roll cart, 4-drawer roller cart, aka the black Harbor Freight cart. I am going to be upgrading this at some point in the future. I'll probably get into some of the reasons why, but here we go. So I've got my Braun LED light here, great for getting into tight places, stuff like that. That stays just kind of attached to the top drawer here. Pan over here. I've got vessel screwdrivers. These are actually rebranded Craftsman. I've got the GIS and then the flathead, and then I've got an actual vessel screwdriver. This is a longer blade. These other blades are what, 150 millimeter. This one's 150. Harbor Freight long Phillips and standard. These are the ones that are like 22 inches long, I want to say. They go all the way through here. Got a Cobalt 16-inch long flathead, like 5/16 I think, flathead screwdriver. That thing's real stout. You can use it as a ad hoc pry bar if you need to. Proto extension 1/4-inch drive. It's got that facility there that you can use it as an extension on a ratchet, or you can just use it as a driver. 1/4-inch. This thing's really nice. Harbor Freight breaker bar. I'm not going to pull it all the way out, just a 25-inch variety. I just have the chrome handled version. Here's a Tecton prying tool, popping door panels, Christmas tree clips, all that stuff. Works great. I've got over here, I've got the pickup tool. This one's the claw. The claw. I have a tendency to drop stuff, kind of get clumsy in there sometimes, so I need the good pickup tool. And that one works really well. That thing's probably about 36 inches long. A blowgun right here. I think I got this one. I think this one's a Husky. I think I got it Home Depot. Some Hardy gloves. I have other gloves out there. These gloves are okay. They split pretty easily. I'm kind of hard on gloves, but I got other gloves below. I'll show you. Then I got I got an air chuck here. I think this one's a Wilton. I have a little air compressor I got for $7. Maybe if there's interest in that, I'll show that eventually. I don't keep that in the service cart. Gearwrench 80550, I think. This is the complete 3/8 drive set. Standard and deep, metric and inch. And I've got the one, I don't have the 120 XP version. I have the one with the 84 tooth ratchets, the stubby, and the standard ratchet. I like this stuff, and I'll show over here. I've got the 1/4-inch set that came with it. I bought this stuff together for 115 bucks for the 1/4-inch set and the 3/8 set, but the 1/4-inch set has a 120 XP ratchet. I really like this stuff. Same thing, by the way. Standard and deep, metric and inch, and this one's got the spinner wheel, which I think is kind of gimmicky, but I don't know. I mean, it's good to have options, I suppose. I've never used that. I like this stuff because of the way it's laid out. So I'm a DIYer, and when I get like under a car or down in there by a car, I don't like getting up and going back and getting a socket, and I don't have the wherewithal to know, oh, okay, I'm going to need this size, this size, this size. So I can take the whole kit with me down in there. So I like that. I like the way that's packaged. I like that with the 1/4-inch set. I like it with the 3/8 set. I got these mountain wrenches. that I kind of keep up here loose because they don't really fit too well in the drawers anymore. But these are the long double box in flex head reversible ratcheting wrenches, and they're universal drive. These things are super handy. If you've been considering getting one, a set of these, I'll put links in the description, Amazon links for these, because they're really good. Like if you're going to do some timing belts, I did a timing belt on my last Camry without those, and then the second time through I did it again, and I did it about 8 hours quicker, and most of that was due to having these, honestly. So I've got, that's a 5-piece set. What is it, 8 through 19 basically. I think there's a couple skips in there because it's 10 sizes, but anyway. Ratchets. These are my primary use ratchets, these swivel head, roto head Crescent ratchets. I'll put links in the description for these too. But there's the 3/8 one and a 1/4 inch one. These aren't like real long. I have some other ratchets I'll show you in when I do my big toolbox tour, but I go back to using these just because they're so handy. You can use them as drivers like that, and they're just really handy to have. Then I've got some extensions in here. 3/8 drive Wobble Plus extensions. These are Duralast brand, and they actually work really well. I think it's I want to say it's a 4-piece extension set at AutoZone for like 15 bucks, and the knurling on them is great, and they work really well. Wobble Plus extensions. Then I've got a universal screwdriver up here. This one's channel lock. What is it? 6-in-1, something like that. That thing works really well. Let me get over here to the other side. Hold on. Ball peen hammer, my Vaughn ball peen hammer. This is a 24 ounce. I haven't had occasion to use this much, and ball peen hammers to me are still kind of a new thing, but I was told I should have a ball peen hammer, and I'm a Vaughn hammer person, so I got whatever Vaughn had, and I trust it. Here's my big 1/2-inch ratchet, my flex head Craftsman. I think this one's 17 or 18 inches. It's like 36 tooth, so not real fine tooth, but it's very stout. I don't really need a 1/2-inch ratchet all that much, but it's there in case I need it. Over here on this side, I've got most of my Carlisle screwdrivers out of the 8-piece set. I've had videos with these in them before. These are my preferred screwdrivers just because I find that I like the handles better. They've got a bigger handle, and I've got a bigger hand, and they just match up to my hands really well. They're magnetic tips. I don't have every single one of the green ones in here. I have, what do I have? I have 6. So I keep 2 over in the other box that they're sizes that I find I don't need, but I did add 2 stubbies, Phillips and Standard. So that pretty much does it for the open top of the box. Let me see here. Let's see if I can show you. On the top here, I got magnetic trays. I got another HDX light that I don't use all that often now that I got the Braun. I got 2 magnetic trays. One's got some nuts and bolts in it and cotter pins and stuff like that that I used fairly recently. Then I've got my smallest dikes in here. These are Gearwrench brand, and then I got my rebranded Mac pliers. These are 526Cs from Mac, which basically means that they're channel lock 526s, but slip jaw pliers. So hold on, I'll start showing you the drawers. So here are the drawers on this bad boy, the 2 top drawers. I've got my snap-on mini picks that I got from Auto Pro Interiors. Well, now he's calling himself Chance Franklin. I'll try to put in a link for his channel. I won those in a giveaway from him. One of the very few snap-on tools I've got, and I didn't have to pay for it. I got my OTC 4-piece long pick set. Come in very handy. I've got a tape measure in here, a Milwaukee 25-foot. This is just a compact model. I don't see the sense in having these oversized bulky tape measures. I never had that when I worked in construction. These ones are, you know, high speed, low drag. They work great. I like those. Got a Milwaukee flip open box cutter here. You see it'll cut cord there to you, for you there. Got a little handheld flashlight. I don't even know if this, well, it does work. What do you know? These things are a dime a dozen. They sell them on Amazon for like $3 sometimes, and sometimes they last about a year. Anyway, I got a brake rollback tool. I don't have like a full kit like a lot of people would have. I'm sure a professional would have one of those full kits, but this is one you just put on a 3/8 drive, and you can roll back those disc brakes that need that. I got a hide scraper. I don't have any automotive scrapers. These hide scrapers always used to work really well for everything, so I bought one of those, and actually I'm glad I don't have a whole lot invested in it because I haven't had to use it yet. Napa brake terminal tool. Nothing special there, but works. Kitty Paw. This is a Great Neck brand. I think I got it at Home Depot. That's like a tack puller. Valve stem tools, Schrader valve tools. 2 of those in there. I got a Craftsman long mirror that telescoping. I got a pocket knife. I got some feeler gauges that are Napa. I like the Napa service tool stuff. It's really nice stuff, and usually it doesn't break the bank. Then I got some Stanley Pin Punches. These things work well and are not that expensive. Got a Craftsman, actually this usually goes over here. Wire brush, tubing cutter from Napa, spark plug gap thing, telescoping magnet. Actually, I have another one over there that's usually in the top. Hold on a second. Let's see, this fell off when I moved the roll cart. This is my big magnet that's a Tecton. Works really well, but it's real flexible. So then I've got some roll pin punches here. These are just cheapo ones that are worth probably about what I paid for them. And that's pretty much it for that drawer. Then over here I got the more diagnostic oriented drawer. I don't really do a whole lot of diag work. I know my limits, but I do try to learn a little bit as I go. Here's a Gauge It hardware gauge. Very, very handy. They have these at Home Depot. You can tell what size screws and bolts and how many threads and all that stuff. These are like $1 or $2 at Home Depot. Very handy to have. Craftsman Multimeter here. I got a couple different set of test leads. I got like the alligator clip style. A few different styles. T-pins. Keith recommended these to me for probing connectors. And I got more test leads here for the multimeter. Scope on a rope from Harbor Freight. I got the longer one. Armstrong mini diagonal cutters. Offset screwdrivers from Craftsman USA. Again, the little Craftsman channel locks, micro, you know, kind of cutesy. Convertible snap ring pliers made by Lang, rebranded as Channel Lock, Blue Point, Craftsman. They're all the same ones. They're all made by Lang. You can get them, you know, it's all how much you want to pay. I think I paid about $5 for these because I used some reward points. Carlisle wire strippers and crimpers, the compact kind. These are great. Hose pinch off things from Lyle. Various screwdriver bits. And a bit handle for them that's a Stanley. And then a Lang long side terminal, ratcheting side terminal wrench for your battery side terminals. Hold on. Okay, next drawer down, really pretty basic. This is all just wrenches. These are combination wrenches in metric and standard. I got the sorta tool trays for these. So most all of these wrenches are Channel Lock brand. I have a video on that. That's the same thing as Carlisle. Made by Enfar in Taiwan. Traction grooves. long pattern, love them. But I've got combination wrenches over here, and I've got my Capri Tools ratcheting wrenches over here in the other tray. Love those as well, 100 tooth ratcheting. I have used those, and people ask me for updates on those from time to time. I mean, they've worked really well so far. I don't know what more there is to say that I didn't say in the other videos, but they just work really well. So they're over here on this side, and then I got 13 16 7/8 and 15 16 in the middle. I've got these stacked. See how I do that? I stack the ratcheting wrench on top of the combination wrench. Big time space savings there. Hold on, I'll get to the next drawer. Okay, so here is the bottom drawer. This is a mostly pliers drawer, but I got some stubby wrenches in here. Husky. I've never seen the need to upgrade. I've got 10 through 15, and then I've got some Imperial under here, 10 through 15 metric, and then what? 5/8, 3/8 through 5/8. They work fine. I don't think I need anything more than that, really. I got a Cotter Pin Puller here. This one's Wildy brand, USA. You know, you can use it for other stuff. You could use it as a radiator pick and different things. You guys can use your imagination. Milwaukee clamp here, vice grip, locking vice grip. You know what this is. Enough said. Brake caliper hangers. Doing brakes, you know, you don't want them hanging by the brake spine there. We got some different drum brake tools here. Again, not much to say. Craftsman USA claw for oil filters. I got my Armstrong USA 12-inch adjustable wrench I threw in here because I just did a video on it. Long double X needle nose. I have them in both straight and 45-degree offset. Mac Tools long dikes. Channel lock 8-inch dikes. Kaipak 8-inch mini bolt cutters. Tecton 10-inch slip joints. Craftsman 6.5-inch slip joints, flush joint. Yeah, you think I got enough pliers? Channel lock 8-inch. Channel lock lineman's pliers. Channel lock needle nose. Channel lock duckbill. Channel lock 440s. Pretty much the go-to if you know it's going to fit the most of everything out there. If you're going to get one pair, one size, probably get the 440s. I say around the house. I think even in automotive that would probably work the best. I got a wire brush here that I bought because I thought I should have one. I've actually never used this, but you know it's there and it's paid for. I got some lady slippers here. I see people using these in automotive. Commercial construction, you use lady slippers like this for lining up bolt hose if you're doing steel beams and stuff like that. But those have come in handy a couple times. Craftsman USA radiator clamp pliers. They lock. They have the. You can see there hopefully you can see. Sorry, my lighting's not great. You see they have the grooves in there for fitting on that style radiator clamp that seems to be so pesky. 8-inch Pittsburgh adjustable wrench. Pin puller, like those plastic pins that are annoying to try to get out with a flathead screwdriver if you don't do it all the time. I got the Craftsman, or actually this is their Lyle brand. USA made pin pullers for pulling plastic pins, cowls and stuff like that. Then I got some different, These are actually vice grip, long needle nose vice grips. Then I got the shorter variety that you can use as hose pinch off ones. These are husky, smaller ones. Then I've got some regular size husky vice grips, and then another larger size husky vice grip, and another Pittsburgh adjustable wrench. This is in 10-inch. So this is all just stuff that I found that I've needed to have out there more accessible. And hold on, I'll show you the bottom. So I unloaded most of this stuff out of the bottom tray, but you can see over there on the right hand side I got the Harbor Freight dead blow, and there back to the left here I've got those gloves. I don't actually like these gloves too well. I heard Adam Carolla endorsed them, but they're the Venom Steel brand you get from Lowe's, and I don't think they're that tough really, but like I said earlier, I'm kind of hard on gloves, so take that for what it's worth. But basically I've got mostly rigid stuff down here. You can see over there on the right hand side I have the skill saw and the cordless drill, but mostly I use this 1/2-inch impact. Mine's the X4, and I will tell you that that thing will take lug nuts off of a medium duty truck. The lug nuts that are torqued to at least 450 foot-pounds, that thing will do it. It takes about 10 seconds, but it'll do it. Then I got the rigid impact driver that I put the different, I think what, I got the 3/8 one on here right now, but different impact size. That thing does pretty well. Not the most compact, but then I've got the rigid X4, or actually Gen 5X brushed reciprocating saw there. That works well. And then I've got my M12 stuff, and normally up at the top drawer, I didn't have it in there, but I keep this M12 3/8 ratchet that is an absolute beauty. It's not the Fuel, it's not the newest one, but works out really well. For all this stuff here, 2 batteries, the drill, the impact, the M12 impact, the again, red lithium, not fuel, but I think I spent $158 $178 on those 3 tools. So good deal. The rigid stuff I spent a little bit more. I think originally I bought the 1/2-inch drive impact, the 1/4-inch impact driver, and the drill for like $260, $258, and then I added the saw, the 7 1/4 saw after the fact, and the recip after the fact, so I had to pay more for those, but again, well worth it. Hold on a sec. I wanted to give you a better view of this right hand side here. I got the Craftsman, what is this, 4383 pry bar. I think this is what, an 18-inch pry bar. Then I got a Pittsburgh pry bar that's the same size. These Craftsman ones are all striking cap, and I actually have the 36-inch pry bar, but I don't keep that on the cart because I hardly ever need something like that. And these other 2 sizes, you know, the smallest size, the mid size, whatever. Then I got a Harbor Freight long, sorry about the sloppy camera work here, I'm in front of you, but the long hose pick tool from Harbor Freight. So that's just the stuff from this one side. And on the other side, I'm not going to show it, but I missed, there's a larger lady slipper there, and like a 20-inch or 24-inch 3/8 drive extension that I got from Harbor Freight. Hold on, I'll have a final conclusion here in a second. So the main reason I don't really like this cart as well as I might otherwise is that the top here is too shallow. So I got these longer handled screwdrivers, and I find that you have to like lean them over in order to get the top to close, and that's kind of annoying to me. But that's not the only annoying thing about this. You saw underneath, I got a lot of open space down there, and it's almost too much open space. I kind of like having some open area, but not that much. I would rather have maybe another drawer under there and then some open space beneath it. But I don't like that I have to lean the screwdrivers over in order to close the lid. And really, I don't even like the whole lid setup. I'm seeing these carts, and let me know down in the comment section if you have a recommendation for me. But I like some of those that have the slide apart lids where you can still put stuff there and then scoot it out of the way. You don't have to put a lid up in order to get access to what's below. So I'm thinking of going that direction eventually. This is not a bad cart though. For $100, I got more than what I paid for with this thing. I got no complaints really about it to speak of. I just think something else would probably be a better option for me moving forward. So I'm probably going to sell this thing before too long and upgrade to something a little bit nicer. But that's the tool of the service cart. Like I said, not the nicest stuff out there, but it's mine. It's paid for. Let me know what you think. Again, check out onlinetoolvendors.com. Check out my links down in the description for Amazon. That helps me out. Makes me a little bit of money. Doesn't cost you anything extra, which is good. Because I don't want to do anything to cost you anything extra. We all work hard for our stuff. This is my stuff. Let me know what you think. All right. Ta-ta for now.